Hey, I'm Blair Best. It's Tuesday here on The Story, and tonight, Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley wants President Trump to recognize a Palestinian state. What the president had to say about that today in front of the United Nations. Plus, a showcase of longevity in love that is sure to warm your heart. We're taking a trip to the community pool. But first, have you noticed a change in downtown Portland? A new study shows we had the best summer in terms of foot traffic since before the pandemic. So we hit the streets to see for ourselves. It's our big story tonight.
I'm going to be 78 in a few weeks, and I walk everywhere. And yeah, I would say there are more people downtown, more foot traffic.
Came for a wedding at Lake Hood and then 2-night visit in Portland. I've walked all around Portland, up and down between the main center and here, and I've not had a problem at all.
I would say there's a lot of foot traffic in downtown. Many of us feel quite safe.
Like, where is everyone? Like there's hardly anyone out in town.
I mean, I would just say it's a hole, but I can't say that on TV.
I would say foot traffic is less than it was a few years ago. I notice it in this area. I notice it down here where I work. It's better than it's been the last couple years, but you know, I'm just thinking like 10 years ago what it was like. Sure. It's a little more dirty than 10 years back.
Just how clean it is and how like there's not a lot of homeless people and it's just like really nice and not crowded.
She's not from here.
I live in the Bay Area, so it's no different than any major city, and I feel this is pretty more safer than probably last time I went to San Francisco. So, well, I mean, compared to San Francisco.
No, I think there's progression these last 2 or 3 years, but not where we want the city to be.
Just like driving by, like I've seen people like fully take a on the street. There's like trash everywhere. There's tent camps everywhere. Like we come over here to like get bagels on a Sunday morning, and there's just like crazy people everywhere. Like it's so sad to see.
I'm glad I was able to take Kelly and through the nice neighborhoods here, and she thought it was rather clean. That's great to hear. I'd love to hear that when people visit the city, but I know we could do a lot more.
Okay, so that's how some people are feeling about downtown Portland. And as you heard, it really depends on who you ask. Seeing as it's now fall, we thought it's a good time to look back on the summer in Portland. A new report shows it was the best summer for downtown foot traffic since before the pandemic. The numbers come from an annual report done by Downtown Portland Clean and Safe, a nonprofit that cleans and maintains more than 200 blocks downtown. It shows from January to August this year, foot traffic in downtown Portland was up more than 5% compared to that same period last year. That's more than double what it was in the first half of 2021. But take a look at this graph. You can see in the top left there the steep drop from 2019 to 2020. But numbers have been increasing in the 5 years since then, albeit slowly. We're still nowhere near 2019 numbers, and it's worth noting that pedestrians means visitors, employees, and residents. It's not a count of unique individuals, meaning some people may have been counted twice. So these are not perfect numbers. Clean and Safe reports they've counted 21 million people downtown through the first 8 months of this year.
And what we just released is really positive news overall. We're seeing a nearly 6% increase of foot traffic in downtown through August, so that's very welcomed news.
Okay, that's Andrew Hone, the president of the Portland Business Alliance and the Portland Metro Chamber. He's also the head of Downtown Portland Clean and Safe. That's the group that did this study.
I don't think anyone should be spiking the football or putting up these numbers on their refrigerators at home. Let's be realistic. We're still not where we were pre-pandemic. Everybody has a yearning for that moment in time to say that's when we'll know Portland's back, and we're not there.
He tells me more work needs to be done when it comes to public safety and homelessness, which continues to plague parts of downtown. KGW also talked to the owner of All Burn Wax. It's a small candle shop that's been on West Burnside for 2 years. The owner says she sees the results of this report firsthand.
I mean, I have seen an increase in foot traffic and in tourism, and my numbers in general are better. I was looking over my annual based from last year to this year, and I've seen a 10% increase in sales. My overall sales, like how many sales I've gotten, went up by 8%. And then per the actual transaction went up by 2%.
Now, this graph here shows that each month so far this year saw more people than last year, except for February, which was the same. From May to August, just under 3 million people were downtown each month. Saturdays remain the busiest day, closely followed by Fridays. No surprise there. As for where people are going, the intersection by Powell's Books, the food cart pod about a block away on Southwest Park and Burnside, and Pioneer Place are the top 3 spots. The study shows special events are playing a big role. Take the Rose Festival, for example.
Anecdotally, the parade crowds were amazing. Starlight Parade was just jam-packed. Grand Floral Parade route was jam-packed. I was so excited to bring that parade back downtown. And it felt like a gratitude tour in the back of that car riding around, just hearing the shouts and the love from every single corner that we turned, for people thanking us for bringing it back downtown. It was really a cool experience for me.
But this isn't the whole story. While foot traffic overall may be up, workers returning to downtown office space continues to lag.
It's a tale of two foot traffics, right? So you've got this great news on visitors coming here, and frankly, it's because we've been working together as a community with our Visitor Bureau, Travel Portland, the city, the chamber. Everybody's sort of rowing in the same direction, trying to get people to come back and just have a taste of downtown Portland again. The other story, which is the harder and more difficult and frankly intractable issue at this moment, is what's happening with employees. And the headline numbers are very straightforward. These buildings behind me right now, these offices are half full and with people. We are at about 50% of where we were pre-pandemic, and that is hugely consequential.
Let's go back to that first graph because it's important to note, like Andrew mentioned, most of the people coming downtown are visitors. That's the line in the middle there. The number of employees downtown at the bottom has stayed pretty flat since 2023. The report shows employee visits to downtown remain around half of what they were in 2019, which is well below the national average and less than cities like Seattle and Denver.
It's about keeping the businesses we have and then helping them to grow and stay here, because we have seen far too many employers leaving our central city, going to other places where it's more affordable, where there's less of a tax burden, and where the business culture and climate and public-private collaboration is just better.
Okay, and this begs the question, are things like Portland's increased parking fees and extended parking meter hours making it harder for employees to return downtown? The city raised those rates as a way to fund the city's transportation agency.
But then there's also this issue of parking. Parking is limited and also it's expensive. So how does that play into it in your eyes?
Yeah, obviously, I think everybody is feeling the same way. It's like, here we are all trying to get the center city back and downtown more vibrant, and the parking meter hours are extended, and I think everybody in the community is feeling, wait 1 second, and we need to be moving towards more affordable parking. And the folks that are actually really hit hardest by this are actually employees who are trying to get into the offices, and that's who we're hearing the most concerns.
Okay, now it's your turn. Talk to us. Do you have an office space downtown that you aren't using? Tell us why. What have you seen when it comes to downtown foot traffic? Let us know. Email the story at kgw.com or call and leave us a voicemail, 503-226-5090. And on a related topic, today, City Councilor Dan Ryan introduced a plan meant to retain and attract businesses to the Rose City, calling it a storefront support program. It would establish citywide systems to track and respond to vacant storefronts, which are all over town. Ryan also said he wants to set up a hotline for businesses needing immediate help when it comes to safety concerns or vandalism.
I want to make sure we're more responsive, our response times to their needs. I think what you're hearing over and over again from storefront owners is that they don't feel like they've been listened to.
The plan passed out of committee today on a unanimous 5-0 vote. Ryan says it will come up on the agenda before the full council sometime soon. Well, yesterday we told you about Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley's resolution in the U.S. Senate calling on President Trump to formally recognize a Palestinian state. He wants an immediate ceasefire, return of all hostages, and an influx of aid to Gaza. Merkley says after that, a foundation can be built for a demilitarized Palestine alongside a, quote, secure Israel. Now, numerous nations are recognizing a Palestinian state. Yesterday it was France. On Sunday it was the UK, Canada, Portugal, and Australia. But today, in his address to the United Nations General Assembly in New York City, President Trump said Palestinian recognition would be a reward for Hamas.
Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities. Instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now.
The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, in a speech of his own, seemed to imply that other nations recognizing a Palestinian state were doing so as a, quote, performance.
We find it deeply regrettable that council members have opted to convene this high-level UN Security Council briefing on Gaza on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, knowing full well that that decision excludes Israel. And frankly, colleagues, it's a testament to how this council has prioritized a lot of performance over serious efforts to actually advance peace.
But French President Emmanuel Macron said today in front of President Trump that the current strategy of trying to snuff out Hamas at the expense of other Palestinians is not working.
But at the same time, you have as many Hamas fighters as you had the first day. So it doesn't work to dismantle the Hamas. This is not the right way to proceed.
So when it comes to Senator Merkley's resolution, which calls on President Trump to formally recognize a Palestinian state, it appears that effort is going nowhere, at least for now. Well, coming up next on The Story, we take you to the community pool for a story highlighting a lifetime of giving and enough love to fill up the deep end.
I guess they're surprised to see an old lady still putzing along. I feel I'm so lucky that I'm able to do it.
It's one you don't want to miss. KGW's Laurel Porter joins us when The Story returns. It may be a cliche, but it's true. Age is just a number. And tonight we'll meet someone who proves that every single day. At 94 years old, a woman named Gwen Foley is making waves in her community, one swim lesson at a time. Laurel Porter joins us to share why this remarkable woman refuses to slow down.
Close your eyes and imagine a 94-year-old woman. What does she look like? What is she able to do? Now, open your eyes and meet Gwen Foley. She's been teaching adaptive swimming for decades and is a superhero to many.
Morning, Jill. How are you?
Striding tall,
You got a full crew today?
strong, and confidently, Gwen Foley doesn't walk like someone who's lived nearly a century of life.
But Carter's coming today. He'll be there.
Oh, that's exciting. Good.
So, yeah.
She walks like someone who refuses to let time dictate her pace.
Yes.
94 years old, swimming better than most people that I know.
At 94 years old,
94? Yeah, it's wild.
I'm ready to go.
this tireless swim instructor reports for volunteer duty at Tualatin Hills Parks and Recreation's Harmon Pool. Gwen has been teaching adaptive swimming since 1981. Each lesson creating ripples that extend far beyond the water's edge.
I just love it. I mean, I get way more out of it than, you know, it all comes back here. It's a feel good, you know, that I feel I'm so lucky that I'm able to do it.
This will be so much fun.
Yeah, she loves coming here.
I know.
The adaptive swim program is one-on-one instruction.
So beautiful to see.
Yeah.
For people with all manner of disabilities.
There's Gwen.
Like 71-year-old Shanti, diagnosed with ALS last December.
Yeah, she was really scared the first time. You were really scared to get in the water because you had to take this lift and get lowered in, and within a few sessions she had completely relaxed.
Her daughter Danielle
Let's go float on your back.
has watched the disease quickly rob her mother, a former yoga instructor, of muscle strength and movement.
It's pretty awesome to see, yeah.
They come all the way from Northeast Portland to slip past the boundaries Shanti's body has built. In the pool's weightless world, with Gwen's support, Shanti can do things impossible for her on land.
Outside of the water, she can't bend her right leg, so it's cool to see in the water you'll see her actually bending and moving her leg.
While ALS has stilled Shanti's voice, Shanti, how you feeling? In Gwen's gentle hands, her body speaks fluent hope.
Gwen will literally hold her in the water, and it's just really beautiful to see that trusted relationship.
Teacher and student have found their own language.
Yeah.
A connection that runs deeper than words.
It's a deep sense of trust. And
Center Supervisor Jill Coyle has known Gwen since Jill was a teenager.
Shanti is in her 70s and Gwen is in her 90s. And it makes your heart sing when you see them together in the water. It's palpable, you can see it. And the trust is so complete.
What do you think about Gwen? Gwen is quick to redirect any praise.
Oh, it's just inspirational to see. I mean, she makes my day.
You might say the pool is Gwen's second home. She's here 6 days a week.
Yeah.
She taught her 3 kids, 6 grandkids, and 3 great-grandsons how to swim.
Yeah.
Over 5 decades, too many others to count.
This is Linnea Goranson. I taught Linnea how to swim.
Beyond swimming lessons,
she's also one of the dragon boaters.
Gwen started a dragon
Yes.
boat team for Special Olympians and others.
Yes, this is Nadia.
Called Special Dragons.
What a group.
Her involvement began in the 1960s as a United Airlines flight attendant
She was my supervisor, she's a member of Clip Wings.
When Clipped Wings,
yes,
a nonprofit of current and former flight attendants, supported Special Olympics.
Goes to show you what they can do.
She started volunteering then and never stopped.
They can do anything. People don't give them the credit that they need.
I'm doing bobs.
You do good bobs, good bubbles, okay?
Like 13-year-old Carter. He has Down syndrome and tried swimming lessons multiple times without success until he met Gwen.
You're doing great. Good, keep going. One more.
This nonagenarian has beaten cancer 5 times.
Way to go. Hey, Mom's going to be surprised, Sarah. Yes, yes.
Proving what the pool already knows.
Gwen is awesome.
For Gwen, there's no slowing down.
I guess they're surprised to see an old lady still putzing along.
In a world that often feels divided,
the more you move, the better you are.
Gwen Foley has found her answer in the universal language of water.
Yeah. Nice straight leg.
Where bodies float and dance regardless of their limitations.
Why not, give what you can?
But perhaps Gwen's greatest lesson isn't taught in the water at all. It's the understanding that the most powerful force in any pool isn't the swimmer, but the ripples they leave behind.
Nice job. Very good.
Isn't Gwen just an amazing person? She worked full-time as a pediatric nurse until she was 75, all the while volunteering for multiple organizations, including Special Olympics, Special Dragons, the Adaptive Swim Program, and Albertina Kerr. Just incredible.
Really incredible, and just a powerful and positive story that we all really need right about now.
I think we do too.
I have to say, as I was watching, I noticed, were you in the pool for some of those shots?
I can't believe you spotted me out there, the little bathing cap and goggles. I had my goggles on so tight that it left bruises under my eyes, but I had so much fun shooting the underwater video with a GoPro.
Yeah, that's so cool. You got to do that. Okay, so tell me, how did you find out about this story?
Well, thankfully, a friend of Gwen's called the station and said, you've got to do a story on Gwen. We don't know who the friend is. She remains anonymous. Gwen wants to know, but we thank you, whoever you are. And if you want to, tell Gwen who you are. She wants to thank you too.
And I understand there's a bit of a sad update here.
A tragic update. I'm so sorry to say that the woman Shanti, who has ALS, while we were putting this story together, she passed away from complications from ALS. And we just send our heartfelt condolences to her family, her daughter Danielle, send you big hugs. Danielle wanted us to continue with this story because she says that Gwen and the Adaptive Swim Program brought so much joy to her mom in those final weeks. And she asked that people moved by this story consider donating to the Hopewell House of Portland that provided end-of-life care for her mom, and also to really check out the Adaptive Swim Program. So we have a QR code we want to show you where you can get an application to join the Adaptive Swim Program, or you can email j.coyle@thprd.org. That's Jill Coyle, or check it out on kgw.com.
Okay, Laurel Porter in studio with us tonight. Laurel, thank you.
So great to see you, Blair.
Nice
Keep up the
see
great
you
work.
Too. Well, if you or someone you know took lessons from Gwen, we would love to hear your memories. Or maybe there's a swim instructor or teacher in your community who you think deserves some recognition. Send them our way. Email the story at kgw.com or call and leave us a voicemail, 503-226-5090. We're back right after this. Well, we are just 4 days out from the Ducks' biggest game of the season so far, with Oregon getting set to face Penn State in front of more than 100,000 fans for their annual whiteout game, and right here on KGW and NBC. KGW News will have live coverage from Pennsylvania both Friday and Saturday. We'll also have a pregame special for you called Countdown to Kickoff. That's at 3:30, followed by the game itself right here on KGW at 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Go Ducks! Well, that's the end of our show, folks. Thanks so much for watching. The good stuff is coming your way next. And don't forget, everyone has a story to tell. If you ever miss an episode of The Story at 6:30, we re-air it at 8:30 and 10:30 on our TV app, KGW+, which you can get for free right now on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. In the meantime, have a great Tuesday night. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night at 6:30.